Good evening, Westwood, and welcome to the Ken Icehouse Round of 16 for your Division II girls hockey. Westwood Wolverines taking on the visiting Leominster Blue Devils. Evan Cardomino, Elliot Pichard, and Morgan Donahue here for MIAA coverage. We are delighted to bring it to you folks. Second home game now for the Wolverines. Evan, girls with a very impressive 7-0 win versus Walpole in the first round. This Leominster team, about an hour and a half drive here into night. A little late start for them, and also Westwood, about a half an hour later than normal, but both teams know what's on the line, and certainly out to get a big win here tonight. A win tonight will bring you into the round of 8, where you want to be amongst the last remaining 8 teams in Division II. But Evan, fired up. How are you feeling tonight, and what are your thoughts on Westwood coming into tonight's game?
I'm feeling great about it, Morgan. You know, we've got another round of 16 hockey matchup here against two really good competitive teams. A little bit of a, had to wait on this, had to sit on this and stew on this mentally.
Yeah.
Game before us, Zavarian Hawks versus Barnstable. Zavarian boys took that 2-1, but you know, you've had some time to think on it. You got to get ready, get in the zone, get in that mindset. And you know, for Westwood, we talked about it against Walpole. I mentioned it. Every week game round, you want to go 1-0. Just focus on this one. The win against Walpole was great. 7-0. I don't think you could have asked for a better game. Yeah. But that's in the past, and we're here tonight to play Leominster. This is a good team. This is a tough team, and I don't think the record tells the full story with Leominster. I think a lot of the record's not going to tell the full story for any of these teams going forward. This is going to be a tougher opponent. This is going to be a more hard-fought battle. And if the other games here have been any indicator, this is going to be a really hard-fought battle. There's another game going on the blue rink right now that's in overtime, or just got out of overtime. So playoff hockey could go any way for any one team. You have to play like this. You just need to go 1-0 tonight. I think Westwood's come out here fired up, and it's going to be good to see what they do tonight.
Absolutely. So, would love to see from Westwood tonight. They've typically been a late game team, with surges. I'd love to see them get off to a hot start. Get off to a hot start early. Start with that first shift. I mean, Kate Sullivan just nearly scored a goal in the first 10 seconds last game. She had a breakaway. But if they can get a good opportunity early, bury one early, and then just really start rolling right from the get-go, love to see that. But they're just so talented where, they haven't needed to have a hot start because the more time you give them, the more opportunities they have, they're going to bury it. And, it was a 7-0 win. It very well could have been 11-0, 12-0. Once they got to the 7 mark, they kind of, started just rolling the lines and just tried to kill clock.
The other thing that's interesting, too, Morgan, is we saw Walpole in the regular season, so Westwood kind of had a bit of a scouting report going into that game. They knew what they were going up against. They had seen them once before. This is now the first opponent, too, that you haven't seen, and neither has Leominster, at least in person. I'm sure you've done the film study. I'm sure you've looked up and seen what you could find. But, this is an opponent that they're not familiar with. So right out of the gate, if you can score early, right out of the gate, that's big because both teams are going to come out here, and I think they're going to try to figure each other out first for the first couple minutes. You're going to see a little more held-back play, and I think it'll get aggressive quickly.
Yeah, the only common opponent between Westwood and Leominster was Hopkinton, and Hopkinton and Leominster had a 3-3 tie, and it was somewhat late in the later in the season. It was Hopkinton's senior night, but I saw a little bit of their game. They're a good team. They're a team that has some good offensive skill set. I think Westwood has a little bit more depth, which has been an advantage for them all year. But this is, as we talked about, it's the playoffs is a new season, new opportunity. Players have a new lease on production. Timmy Malloy was out for a lot of the regular season, scores big playoff goals, and Westwood has that opportunity here tonight. We're going to send it down to Bill Siebert, the voice of Westwood boys and girls hockey, for the opening introductions.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Ken Icehouse for tonight's MIAA Division II Girls Round of 16 matchup between the 16th seed Leominster Chiefs and the number 1 seed, your Westwood Wolverines. Here at tonight's starting lineup for Leominster, left wing number 2, junior Caleb Hoffman. Back center, number 25, senior assistant captain Howie Ewald. At right wing, number 18, senior captain Rachel Sidwood. Starting in the defense, number 3, senior Sasha Greenwood. number 19, 8th grader Leah Newton. And starting in goal for the Chiefs, number 1, sophomore Karina Espo. And please welcome the remaining members of the Leominster Chiefs. And now the starting lineup for your Westwood Wolverines. At left wing, number 23, freshman Abby Presley. At center, number 22, senior captain Kate Sullivan. At right wing, number 16, freshman Maggie Allen. Starting in defense, number 4, 8th grader Liz Murray. And number 5, junior Fallon Campbell. And starting in goal for the Wolverines, number 1, sophomore Jennifer Lynn. And please welcome the remaining members of the Wolverines. Our great nation is persevered through the leadership and sacrifices of men and women who have served or are currently serving in our armed forces. We invite both veterans and current military personnel to please stand, and I ask that you give them a kind round of applause. We thank you for your service to our country. And now, ladies and gentlemen, I ask all to please rise. Gentlemen, remove your hats for the playing of our national anthem.
Welcome back, folks. Starting lineups, starting with the Leominster Blue Devils in goal, Karina Esbaugh. Starting at the forward, Kaylin Hawkins, Rachel Simkewitz, Carly Ethwa, and then on defense, Leah Newton, Sasha Gendron. And then starting for your Westwood Wolverines, the red line, Kate Sullivan, Maggie Ash, Abby Presley, and then on defense, Liz Levering, Fallon Campbell, and Jen Lynn in net. Good to see. I see some of the boys hockey players in the stands rooting on their colleagues.
Good to get the den early here in the playoffs. You know, the boys had a great run. Lost to Woburn yesterday. You were there, but a hard-fought battle.
Absolutely.
For Westwood boys against number 2 team in the state, and they held their own, which
they
is
hung tough. 2 overtimes.
Big for Westwood hockey.
Hung tough against a city in Woburn. 40,000 Westwood, little Westwood 16,000. And we are underway here at the Ice House, folks. Puck in the Blue Devil defensive zone. Levering shot on net, gets deflected off a stick into the netting, and we're going to get a whistle. But right off the bat, Wolverines getting some pucks on net.
I like it. That's what you got to do kind of early. You know, we saw that in the round of 32. They went down. Kate Sullivan had that shot 10 seconds into the game, and see it here again. I like it.
Yeah, hot start is what we were talking about. One thing we didn't mention, Evan, in the pregame was Jen Lynn, what she did in the first game versus Walpole with the shutout. Incredible performance by the sophomore goaltender.
Shutout's hard in the regular season, let alone playoff hockey where everything's elevated.
The nerves.
Some of these girls are playing for the last time ever.
Yeah.
And you give it everything you got, and to have a shutout, 7-0, impressive game for Jen Lynn against a very good Walpole team.
Yeah, and some great defense too. Fallon Campbell was terrific. Carolyn Levering, and they had help with Connolly as well, and Themistocles, the leader on the defense. Sullivan works through a couple players, able to get it into the Blue Devil zone, gets a shot off the side of the net, but able to get the puck in the corner. Centering attempt, no one there, ends up on the stick of Rachel Simkiewicz. She's going to dump it into Westwood zone. It's going to be whistled for an icing. The icing going to bring the face-off back into Blue Devil territory. And now we're getting our first look at the Hicks line. They were very productive in the Walpole game.
It's going to be big for Westwood here to get their lines rolling early. They have 3 lines that they can, get rolling and working on shifts. But good playoff hockey teams have 3 to 4 lines that they can roll. We saw in this Zavarian game. They were talking to the guys for MHL, My Hockey Live, or Mass Hockey Live, excuse me. But they mentioned Zavarian had 4 lines.
Yeah.
And
depth is huge.
Yeah, depth plays a big factor in these games. If you can keep fresh longer and keep your team overall a little more fresh than the other team, that's big late in hockey here.
Yeah. Big for the confidence too. You get your third line, fourth line really cooking out there. That's going to get the first and second line all fired up and just get the momentum. Hockey is a game of momentum. We've seen it. Big save by John Quinn. What happens a minute later? Westwood scores an overtime game-winning goal.
What a fun game that was.
Sure was.
I think the loudest game, it's taken the place as loudest. I challenged the Den and the other teams to prove me wrong, but I don't blame them for getting loud for that game. What a game by John Quinn, and that's what you need in the playoffs.
Yeah. Leominster sends it into the Westwood zone. Westwood working on puck battles. Now on the near side, Carolyn sends it up to Cox, or that was Presley to Sullivan. Sullivan 2-on-1 to Ash. Ash looking to send it towards the net that gets knocked off her stick. Puck goes up top to Themistocles. Shot from the point, blocked.
I like that play by Sullivan there.
Yeah.
2-on-2 opportunity. Get a good shot. Get your teammate open. See if you can catch the goalie off guard. Great idea. Just got to work on the execution there.
Shot on net by Ash, saved by Eschbaugh, and we get a face-off. Marino line out there. Got Marino, Cox, and Hughes. Very productive line in the Walpole game. Levering keeps the puck in front of her, gonna advance it. Picked up by Hughes. Hughes on the entry. Cuts across the middle, shot towards the net. Saved by Eschbaugh. Puck is still loose. Cox just missed on the shot. The Blue Devils going the other way. Back check though by Hughes, forcing a dump in. Levering with 1 on, now 2, goes off the boards. Kept in by Leominster. She's gonna pick it up herself. She's got some space in front of her. Getting the feet moving. Gets it into the zone, nice move. Goes by the first defender, second one, she scores! Liz Levering, the shot on net, goes in the top left corner to put the Wolverines up 1-0 and get that early goal that we were talking about, Evan.
Liz Levering wasting no time to get a goal there. Great handles there to get that goal. That was a great opportunity. That's big for Westwood. We're only 11:50. We've only been in here about 3 minutes, excuse me. But that's big to get a goal that early. Goals are a premium here in the playoffs, and that's what you need.
Yep. Big
goal by Liz Levering.
And to turn her defense into offense, such a asset to have for the Wolverines. She broke it out of the zone herself, saw that space, took the space, and then made a nice move. What a move she made to beat the first player and then just throw the puck on net. Sullivan shot on net, saved by Eschbaugh. Able to get a piece of that with the blocker.
Wolverines goal, scored by number 4, Liz Levering.
Chevry send it right back in. Wolverines going to chase after it. Presley on the forecheck. Terrific job taking away the angle. She took away the center of the ice. Puck bounces towards Sullivan, bounce over her stick. Ash picks it up. Shot saved by Eschbaugh. Throws it in the corner.
Westwood's getting a lot of pressure offensively here early, and that's going to be big for them. Can you keep the pressure on? Can you capitalize on those rebounds?
The cycling, too. They do a good job of moving it. Sullivan looking for Presley there. Missed connection and coming the other way for the Blue Devils, number 18, Simkewicz. Chevry jumps on the loose puck. Then picked up by Connolly. Puck up by the blue line area. Westwood able to knock it out. They're going to change out the forwards. Gannon on the ice. Able to get in front of that pass. Moves the puck into Blue Devil territory. She's going to put it deep. We got the Hicks line out there. Livy Hicks, Bridget Lewis, and Erin Gannon. Erin Gannon knows a thing or two about scoring goals. She only scored about 20 of them in soccer. Probably had about 20 this year in hockey.
You know, the other thing about Gannon's play that's underrated, and you mentioned a second ago when you were calling it, is getting those defensive stops. She's not afraid to just stay in there and get the puck, and if it's coming at her, she'll take it, and she'll manage to get it and turn around and convert it to offensive play. That's an underrated part of her game.
We're going to get a power play here for the Wolverines. And Lynn's going to come off the ice. Wolverine's going to get another player out there. So Wolverine's going to try and get a look while the delayed penalty. The puck is going to be touched, so that is going to then enforce the penalty. So Wolverine's going to have their first look at their power play. 9:46 remaining here in the first.
You know, the Walpole game, that was big. We saw a couple power plays. Westwood capitalized on, I don't know if it's a 2, if it counts, because of that weird penalty shot situation we had the other night. That's kind of still confusing even watching it back, but you know, the power play was big for Westwood, and you know, this is where they're going to capitalize as they bring the Sullivan line back on here.
Sullivan working with Levering. And back, looks to shoot, just missed on the attempt, sends it down low to Connolly. And Sullivan picks it up herself, settles it. Over to Ash. Ash up top to Levering. Levering looking inside. Shot turned away by Eschbach. Ash gonna set up in Gretzky's office. Sends it over to Presley, or that was Connolly, just missed the shot. Levering able to keep it in. He's gonna send it over to Presley. Presley down on the near side. Shot by Ash. Loose puck. Saved by Eschbach and then iced by the Blue Devils. So some good looks there for the Wolverines and some good defense by the Blue Devils as well, starting with Eschbach with some big saves. Leominster able to get the puck. They're trying to work it towards the net. Westwood able to recollect it, send it up to Marino. Marino brings it in but loses the possession, and Leominster able to work the puck the other way. Westwood's got 47 seconds remaining on their power play. Looking to get a couple shots if they can. Hicks throws it in deep. Played by Madison Hemlin. Campbell sends it up top and missed on that connection with Gannon. And Westwood not able to kind of put the combinations together right now here on the second half of the power play. Passing and just the setup a little off right there, just trying to settle the game down.
That's a big momentum swinger for Leominster, you know. Yep. Westwood is getting great offensive pressure, but if you can kill this power play here.
Lewis, the shot on net, gloved by Eschbach.
Which, you know, you kill the power play, that's big momentum-wise, and that's great defense by Leominster there, not allowing them, preventing rebounds. We saw one opportunity where, you know, Westwood was able to get a rebound, but the goaltender just able to get it, get a good save, clean save, and get the puck out. But
1 second remaining on the power play, so Westwood at least able to get the face-off win. If they can get a shot, they still have an extra person out there. Sullivan going to the net, tries to send it on the net, but blocked by Leominster. Leominster gonna chip it out into the neutral zone. Connolly dishes it off to Sullivan. Sullivan getting the feet moving. She's gonna bring it in herself. Makes a move inside. Shot saved by Eschbach. Throws it in front, and it goes outside the zone. Connolly with one on. Goes D to D to Levering. Levering looking up ice, finds Presley. And Presley gonna work it to Sullivan. Sullivan throws it into the far side corner for Ash. Wolverines changing out their D. Ash over to Sullivan. Sullivan turn and shot. Saved by Eschbach. Very active with the stick. And the puck ends up in the neutral zone. Carolyn makes a nice escape move, able to evade the Leominster defender. She's going to work it up ice. Got Hayden Cox, one of the tri-captains for Wolverines, working it inside. Goes outside. Puck knocked off her stick. And goes off the stick of Hughes. Cox works it with Hughes. And ends up on Themistocles' stick, who's going to work it down low. Clear attempt blocked initially, and then the second attempt going to throw it down the length of the ice. And that's going to be an icing. So an icing is 6 minutes, 19 seconds remaining here in the first. You know, Wolverines get that first goal, and then, you know, they've kind of just been feeling out the last few minutes. So, you know, look to get right back the foot on the gas here. Starts with some good looks. Throw some pucks on net. Go after some rebounds, you know, the old-fashioned way.
Well, we talk about it all the time. Rebounds are big, and being in the right place at the right time. And, you know, I like what Westwood's been doing so far, but like you said, you got to put the foot back on the gas a little bit. You know, get some more pressure. What they have done a good job is they're keeping the puck primarily in Leominster's zone, but as you see it go here into their zone. But, you know, for the most part, they're doing a good job kind of keeping it away from their goal. Just not quite getting the shots they want yet.
Shot saved by Lynn. That's the first one on her tonight. Wolverines working their breakout. Lewis sends it up to Gannon. Worked off her stick. Picked up by Connolly. Connolly looking up ice. Just misconnecting with Hicks. Ends up on the stick. Number 4. Shot gets blocked by Connolly. Ash going to work it out herself. She throws it down the ice, and it looks like it's going to be on net. It is, so no icing. Sullivan line out there. 5 minutes, 13 seconds remaining here in the first. Wolverines up 1-0 off a goal from Liz Levering. Sullivan makes a move inside. On the backhand, throws it towards the net, just wide left. And a great stick there by Levering, able to get the puck right back. She's going the other way, working it in. Shot, that was a great shot, turned away by Eschbaugh. Trying to work it again towards the net, throws it there, and then cleared by the Blue Devils. Campbell going to go back and play it. Wolverines have Ash open down here on the stretch. He sends it to Ash. Ash moving the feet through the neutral zone. On the backhand, gets it in the zone. Gets some speed, taking it towards the net. Finds Sullivan. Sullivan's shot saved by Eschbaugh. That was a great entry, pass, and shot. Presley on a loose puck, and that gets wiped away. Campbell from the point gets blocked, and then Sullivan looking for Presley again. That gets kicked out. Some good looks there. That's 2 or 3 good looks.
That's what you want, though, that type of look. That was a great setup by Levering to Sullivan. And, you know, Sullivan actually went and chased her own rebound, which is big. And that's what we talk about, getting those rebounds, getting those opportunities. You saw some great pressure there by Westwood.
Marino coming away with it. She's got Cox to her left. She turns to send it in the middle. Missed on that pass, but on the ice is Hughes. Hughes throwing it towards the net. That gets deflected in the corner. Marino picks it up. Whiffed pass by Marino, but Themistocles able to send that in deep. Chased after by Marino. Hughes comes away with it. Working it, looking towards the net. It's going to hold on it. Holds. Oh, just misses Marino there in the front of the net. Cox able to jump on top of it. Kept in by Carolyn. Carolyn going to walk in. Shot. Saved by Eschbaugh. Turns it into the corner. Another probably 3 shots in the last 2 minutes after said, hey, want to see the Wolverines get their offense going a little bit. Hughes. And then on the trailer is Hicks. She picks it up, sends it to the center. That's knocked in the corner. She was looking for Gannon there. And a pass on the stick of Bellevue. But Westwood able to come and get away with the steal. Chevry getting the feet moving, turns up, puts the brakes on, looking to go D to D with Connolly. Puck loose in front of the net, saved by Lynn, secondary save by Lynn, back-to-back save by Lynn.
Clutch goaltending from Lynn there. You can't 2 or 3 saves in a dangerous spot. Way to get that out of the zone.
Jen Lynn on the spot, ready. After a somewhat quiet kind of, first 13 minutes of the game, had 2 big opportunities right in front of her there and did a good job turning them away.
And that was a great opportunity for Leominster too. Like they had a couple rebounds that went their way. And
Gannon passed it off to Sullivan. Sullivan's shot and puck was blocked in traffic. Going the other way is Leominster. One-on-one with Levering. Levering forces a shot. That is wide off the glass. Puck coming up the near side board. Sullivan gets a stick on it. She hits the ice, but puck gets out of the Westwood zone. Now Leominster player hits the ice. Ice not great after a lot of hockey in the last few games.
It's been a busy couple days for the Canton Ice House in general. Curry College hosting the tournament for the Conference of New England. And, a lot of the teams that Canton Ice House hosts have had great seasons.
Yeah.
Zavarian Brothers,
Yes.
Westwood Boys Hockey gets a
Girls,
game. Archbishop Williams.
Curry girls, too, having
Yep.
a good season.
Yep. So it's been a busy night, not to mention the junior Huskies and the Northeast
Yep.
Generals.
Yep.
So busy times here. We started this game 35-ish minutes
You know
late.
it's busy when you have a Sunday night game at 8 o'clock and then you start at 8:30. So it was, and the parking was a little crazy too.
Oh, I know.
Had to park in Canton Center. 1 minute remaining here in the first. Blue Devils walking it in. Gloved by Lynn. Looked like it was kind of deflected off the stick of Levering, but Lynn gloves it and gets the face off the Wolverines with 50 seconds remaining here.
Wolverines defense about to be tested here. Leominster has found how to get their offensive groove working, and now they're starting to get a little bit of pressure on Lynn. And
Yeah.
big to see if Westwood can keep it clean here going into the first period. If you can prevent them getting a goal, you don't have to sit on that through the whole intermission. But
Clean win by Marino. Chipped off the glass by Connolly. Puck on the stick of Leominster. Shot just goes wide right. Connolly picks it up, goes off the backhand, off the boards, finds Cox. Cox chips it out, gets it into the neutral zone. Sent right back in. That puck deflects into the Westwood bench, and we get a whistle. 31 seconds remaining.
Well, what a night for hockey.
Yeah,
We've had some great hockey as of late, and
we've seen a lot of free hockey too with the overtimes.
yeah. No, Zavarian Brothers getting overtime. St. John's Prep over on the other rink went into overtime.
Presley comes away with, got a breakaway, goes in off the backhand, saved by Espa. What a save by the goaltender for Leominster on the breakaway. 18 seconds remaining. Wolverines looking to get another look. Sullivan, the backhand attempt. Levering walks in, looks for the middle, deflects off the stick of Ash. 9 seconds. Campbell sends it down to Ash. Sent on net, scored! Kate Sullivan, I'm not sure if it went off a Wolverine player or a Leominster player, but it looks like it's Sullivan's goal. It is. So a deflection by Sullivan, or a shot by Sullivan, deflected in, and it's her goal.
Morgan, I do believe that was deflected off a Leominster player, but a big goal, a big timely goal for Westwood nonetheless with 3.1 seconds left. That is a big momentum swinger for Westwood.
Yeah.
Now, if you're Leominster, you have to go back into the intermission and think about that. That is a gut-wrenching
that is
goal for
the
Leominster.
177th career point for Kate Sullivan, which puts her 3 points from tying the lead of Caroline Donahue, my sister, at 180 points.
Wolverines
What a
second goal.
timely goal.
Number 22, Kate Sullivan.
Timely goal by Kate Sullivan.
To
put them up 2-0 going into the period.
Time of the goal, 14
And
minutes.
we're going to step aside, folks. You can hear a message from our partners. We'll be right back for the start of the second period.
There's magic associated with high school sports that's hard to quantify. Legends are born.
And they put it in the back of the net.
Memories are made. And smiles come across our faces. These are the moments we talk about forever. They become part of our history. They define us. At Arch Orthodontics, we know how important it is to engage with our community, how critical it is to empower these defining moments. And in a sense, we define our community too. We build confidence. We make the smiles that light up the field, the rink, the gym, and the court. And we do it with a dedication to excellence, just like our athletes who inspire us every time they put on a Westwood uniform.
Westwood High School Sports, brought to you by Cadillac of Norwood, where luxury meets performance, and Arch Orthodontics, creating generations of beautiful smiles with expert orthodontic care.
Welcome back, folks. We started a new tradition in the first playoff game versus Walpole and also King Philip. A little intermission conversation. So Wolverines up 2-0. I had Levering on the first goal, Sullivan on the second one. We'll have to confirm that because I believe I heard Bill Siebert say Kate Sullivan her second goal, but we'll confirm. But 2 goals in the first period. You know, I think that was the same as the game versus Walpole.
That was, 2 goals against Walpole, but I think this game has a little bit of a different vibe, a different sort of feel to it.
Yeah.
Leominster's a hard opponent, and they actually got some great pressure on Westwood offensively there late in the first period.
Yeah.
That first goal by Levering was just a great goal by Levering.
Oh, gosh.
You can't.
Yeah. Started in the defensive zone. It started on the breakout. And the best breakout you can do in hockey is if you have space, just skate it and take it out yourself. That's better. That's more secure than any pass you'll do. Passing, it's got to be accurate. You could have people jumping in front of it, but if you have space and you skate it out yourself, that is the most productive way to break the puck out.
And you got that second goal by Kate Sullivan. Could not be more of a timely goal and a more momentum swinger. 3.1 seconds left in the first period. Gets a goal off a Leominster player, at least as what we saw. I'll have to check the angle, so please don't hold me to this. But a great goal by Sullivan, great timely goal, and that's what you need if you're Westwood. You need to get momentum back on your side and sort of, they were letting Leominster kind of get down in the zone and get some good shots and get some good rebounds. But when you got a goaltender like Jen Lynn, you're doing all right back there. Jen Lynn with a shutout in the round of 32. Be good to see if Westwood can sort of tighten up the defense, not allow them to get those rebound shots and be there to stop those plays. But aside from that, once again, you have a good game already brewing here after one period. And if you're Leominster, you got to figure out, we talked a lot about the Walpole game. If you're Walpole, how do you stop the bleeding?
Yeah.
And if you're Leominster now, you got to start to kind of think, how do we sort of bring this within one? The next goal is the most important goal.
It is.
Whether that goes to Leominster or that goes to Westwood. If that puts Westwood up 3-0, they're a little more comfortable and they can keep their foot on the gas, but they're a little more comfortable and they can play a little smarter. But if you're Leominster, you kind of eliminate that feeling of panic that I don't have to rush to get the next goal. So
if you're Leominster, you're playing with house money, right? You're on the road. Westwood's the #1 seed. You're in their barn. So I would say, hey, let's throw everything in the kitchen sink at Westwood. Put the puck towards the net, get some rebound goals. And they had those looks. So I would expect them to really double down on just taking pucks into the zone, throwing it towards the net, and trying to chip away. Get that first one. It's a 1-goal lead, and then they have the momentum. Put some pressure on Westwood. But I think this is where the Wolverines start to play their best hockey. Evan, I did just see Pat Hennessy walking by, and he was wearing pants.
Yep.
He usually it could be -15 degrees, and he's wearing shorts. So the man is all business if he's wearing pants. He once told me that he only wears pants for funerals and weddings. So tonight's a big night. If he's got the pants on, he's expecting something, a big effort for the Wolverines.
He's brought out the formal attire for the round of 16 match. And I kind of understand that today is a little more chilly than we had on Wednesday night.
A little bit of a wind chill. I think it feels colder when you had a couple good days, nice days stretched over.
100%.
And then when you have that first cold one, it feels like the coldest day of the year.
Yeah.
So good to see Pat Hennessy here, see the family as well, and that's going to do it here, folks, for the first intermission. Stick around. We'll be right back shortly for the start of the second period. You're watching Westwood Media Center coverage, round of 16 for Westwood Girls Hockey.
There's magic associated with high school sports that's hard to quantify. Legends are born.
And they put it in the back of the net.
Memories are made. And smiles come across our faces. These are the moments we talk about forever. They become part of our history. They define us. At Arch Orthodontics, we know how important it is to engage with our community, how critical it is to empower these defining moments. And in a sense, we define our community too. We build confidence. We make the smiles that light up the field, the rink, the gym, and the court. And we do it with a dedication to excellence, just like our athletes who inspire us every time they put on a Westwood uniform.
Westwood High School Sports, brought to you by Cadillac of Norwood, where luxury meets performance. And Arch Orthodontics, creating generations of beautiful smiles with expert orthodontic care.
Welcome back, folks. Both teams back on the ice here for the start of the second period. Wolverines up 2-0 off of goals from Liz Levering and Kate Sullivan. Sullivan with a goal in the vulnerable minute. It was about like 30 seconds, Evan?
3.1.
Yeah.
In the last 3 seconds, Kate Sullivan, gets that goal to put the Wolverines up 2-0. Big goal. And, it'll be interesting to see how Leominster adjusts here. Now we have a couple other things to deal with here in the second period. You have the long change that you have to contend with. And, you're going. This is where Westwood tends to thrive. Westwood, we've seen all season long, does well in this second period. The other day against Walpole, 3 goals in that second period. And that was the most they got of the 3 periods on Wednesday. So this is Westwood's time that they usually shine. They're a late game team. Late game team.
Yep.
That's where they do their best, and they just get better as they continue to go. So we're going to see what they do here.
Absolutely. Leominster sends the puck off the boards in neutral zone, worked the puck into Westwood's zone. That hit the official's foot. No problem, though, because Leominster are going to walk it in. Shot on net, saved by Lynn. And Leominster with a good look early here in the second. Centering attempt. Levering there to get a stick on it. Ice right now, still a little bit wet.
Yeah.
Lewis comes away with it, and they have some numbers. She's got Ash to her right. Shot saved by Eschbach. She has been their best player, no question. And she is a sophomore, folks. So we've seen a lot of great goaltending this year, and she is certainly right up there with the tops of what we've seen. So the Hicks line out there. Libby Hicks on the draw. Puck one back in the far corner by the Blue Devils. The Blue Devils with some numbers now if they hurry. Working in the middle of the ice. Nice back check there by Gannon, able to keep the puck outside of the Westwood zone. Sent in and picked up by Connolly. Connolly goes off the far boards. Nice chip pass there. That was Hicks to Lewis. Lewis working outside, holds on it. Gonna send it up top to Chevry. Chevry throws it towards the net, goes just wide. And smart play there by Connolly just to pull out there and allow the Wolverines to play defense and the back checkers to jump in the play. Lewis helpful there, able to force the player to the side. Westwood gets the turnover, jumps right back into Leominster's zone. Coming away for Leominster, number 22, Madison Hamlin. Shot saved by Lynn. That was a great low shot. Lynn, terrific job covering, getting a glove on that, and no rebound. So right off the bat, Leominster coming out of the gate here in the second with some good looks on offense, throwing it on net, and forcing Jen Lynn to make some good saves early here. Sullivan back out there on the draw. Faceoff goes to the near side boards. Asher's trying to chip it out with one hand, but kept in by the Blue Devils. Themistocles, the backhand pass to Chevry, and Chevry getting her feet moving. Kept in the neutral zone by Leominster, then sent right back into Westwood. Leominster looking up ice, kept in by Themistocles. Themistocles, good jobs keeping that in. Sends it right back in deep for the Wolverines, forcing Leominster to make a breakout. And they're able to chip it out. Chipped it out to the stick of Kaylin Hawkins. Hawkins able to get by domestically, but Levering there to whack the puck loose. Sullivan comes away with a nice move. She's got some space in front of her. She's also got Ash, makes a move to the backhand, sends it to the net, and a save by Eschbaugh. Glove save on Sullivan. And Sullivan with some terrific moves, able to move that to the backhand. But what a save by the sophomore goaltender.
That's a hard puck to save, too. That was, 2-on-1 opportunity, the one being Sullivan, and you have the goaltender there, and she, manages to fake them both out and get that one-on-one opportunity with the goaltender. Great. The Leominster goaltender is probably one of the best we've seen so far this season.
So one of the most difficult saves to make in hockey as a goaltender is a backhanded shot, because you can't really see it come off the stick as you would see a forehand shot. When it comes off the backhand, it's harder to see the depth perception. Block shot by Connolly, puts the puck in the corner. Selfless play by Connolly, getting in front of that shot from the point.
That's exactly what you need from the Westwood defense right there. Selfless play by Connolly, like you said, but because that was a great look for Leominster.
Yep. Connolly off the boards, just missed Cox. Kept in by Leominster, sending it towards the front. That was blocked by Chevry. Wolverines send that out. Looks like it may be an icing. And it is. We get a whistle for icing. 11 minutes, 38 seconds. Going to bring the face-off back into Westwood's defensive zone, but allows Westwood to change out, put some fresh players out there. They're going to come back with the Sullivan line. They got Campbell and Levering on defense. Sullivan going to take the draw with the backhand. Stalemate. Leominster sends it back and able to get possession. These are puck battles, are a big part of the game. Presley able to make a nice quick move. Wolverines have 2-on-1. She's got Ash to her right. Working inside, finds Ash. Ash on the backhand. Saved by Eschbaugh. Puck is loose. Behind the net. Then shot by Ash is blocked. Sent up the boards, kept in by Fallon. Ash, the shot outside, goes just wide left. Sullivan jumps on it. Sends it to Presley. That gets knocked into the netting off the stick of the Blue Devils and was off the stick of Madison Hemlin. We're going to get a face-off just to the left of Eschbaugh.
That's the kind of pressure that I think we want to see from Westwood there. Get a couple shots on, force the goalie to make those great saves, and can you get a rebound opportunity? I think if Westwood keeps getting kind of opportunities like that and pressure, eventually one of these pucks will go for
That was high IQ play by Presley. That all started from Presley on the half wall in the defensive zone. She made a nice quick move. Wolverine's going to go on the power play. A penalty going to be called now on Leominster. It's going to be a hooking call. So Wolverine's going to get their second look at a power play.
This is Westwood's chance to redeem themselves on the first power play. They didn't quite get the goal that they were looking for, but Westwood's one of their strengths has been the power play. Yeah. When Westwood gets their power play, going, they're a very hard team to stop when they can get a couple opportunities like this.
And they're going to start with Marino, Hicks, and Lewis on the power play. Gannon up top with Campbell. And right off the bat, they win the draw, and they're going the other way. The Westwood D having to regroup. Puck gets knocked loose. Campbell working it up ice. Gets it inside the Leominster zone. A nice move there to settle it and to turn it up. Shot by Gannon gets blocked, goes into the far side corner. Lewis chasing after it. Passed to the center to Hicks. That shot goes just in the left corner. Campbell was looking for Gannon there and missed on that connection. He's going to go all the way down to Westwood zone. Ash coming on for the Wolverines. Wolverines going to change the power play unit out when they can get it into the zone. We have a whistle. And it looks like it's going to be too many women on the ice, potentially, for the Wolverines.
Morgan, I don't think we've seen this penalty called all season, so for the viewer, typically what happens when this call gets made?
It's usually when the puck is going towards your bench and you got players coming on and coming off. So if you got the puck going towards your bench, and it's 90% of the time it's called when it's right by the bench. Sometimes you just have too many people on the ice and they figure it out. But when you're going to the bench, and if you have people coming on and people coming off and you have 6, and you have the puck on your stick, that's a penalty.
We definitely had a few close calls this season where I know you've mentioned specifically like in that territory, but I think that's the first time we've seen it today.
Yep. So we are all even for a minute, and then Leominster will have a 50-second power play. 52-second power play.
And that's big for Leominster too. If you can get the penalty kill on Westwood here, you still have 50 seconds. And right now, your offense is starting to get a little bit of the better of Westwood's defense. And you, like we said in the intermission, the next goal is the most important goal for these teams.
Sure is. Connolly able to chip that to herself. She does such a great job at creating some space. Brings it up to Sullivan. Sullivan going cross ice, but able to get a stick on that was number 3. Sasha Gendron sends it on net, saved by Lynn. Centering attempt, good stick there by Presley. Puck goes up in the air, and Sullivan comes away with it. Going 2-on-2 with Ash. Shot from the outside, gloved by Eschbaugh. I'd imagine Eschbaugh is probably a shortstop in softball. That glove has been money.
And you know, that's been big for Leominster here. You know, they have managed to slow Westwood down, and they've done it off the leadership of their goalie. And, you know, if you can keep the Westwood honest here, you know, you have a better chance.
Yep. Leominster breaking it out. You got Cox on the back check, forces a dump in, but Cox able to jump on top of it. He sends it up to Lewis. Lewis back to Cox. Cox with some speed on the outside. Working it inside. Loses it for a second, recollects it. Sends it up top to Campbell. Campbell sends it right back down low. Now Leominster on the power play for 46 seconds.
If Westwood can keep it down in this zone for the most part, they're going to have a really excellent power kill hit.
Great job by Liz Levering. So the player in the box went all the way to the bench, which kind of, you know, if you're not paying attention, they try to sneak behind you. And for cherry, you know, kind of like a breakout cherry pick pass, Levering all over it, sniffed it, and was able to keep that player in front of her. Lewis had a look there, able to work it in and kill some valuable clock. 16 seconds remaining on the penalty for the Wolverines. Too many players on the ice. Erin Gannon in the box serving it. Keep an eye on that, folks. She could potentially come off the ice and they could find her right in the middle of the ice. That's where I think great play, pick by Coach Hilberg. You know, when you pick the person you're going to put in the box for too many players on the ice, you're obviously not going to pick someone who's on your penalty kill, but you want someone that might have some offensive upside where if you can find them on the middle of the ice with some space, that they're going to give you a good look and a good opportunity to score a goal. Puck bounce off the near side and deflected off the skate of Ethwa. And a nice pass by Ash to Sullivan. Sullivan working it in. Goes to the backhand. Throws it on net. Turned away by Eschbaugh. Hicks able to keep that in. Keeps it in front of her. Chips it to herself behind the net. Working towards the net. Throws it on net. Saved by Eschbaugh. No one there for a rebound. Doing some good rebound control by Eschbaugh and the Leominster defense. And puck going the other way. Carolyn forces a dump in. Themistocles there to jump on top of it. Goes the puck up far side boards, and then it's worked back down low for a puck battle behind the net. Sullivan jumps in to help out. And a battle still ensuing. Sullivan comes away with it. Brings it up to Hicks. Hicks on the far side. He's going to send it in. Wolverines changing out the forwards and the D. Gannon jumps on it on the backhand. Works it down low. Just trying to send it back towards the behind the net area. Hit the ref's skate. Chevry keeps it in. Great anticipation there. Keep that puck in front of her. She comes away with it and is going to bring it to the middle of the ice. Chips it up top to, looks like Connolly. And Leominster knocks it out. Puck in the middle of the ice, loose. Lewis had it for a second, but well defended by Leominster. She jumps back in the play to get the turnover. Now Gannon comes away with it. Gannon on the entry. Works to her backhand. Try to work it inside, knocked away by, I believe, Carly. Centering attempt, knocked away. Gannon on the back check. Wolverine forwards doing a great job getting back, helping out their defense to play defense. Connolly looking up ice, holds. Gonna hold, keep it herself, gets the red and puts it deep. Presley line and Sullivan line coming out. On defense, Campbell and Levering. Puck gets knocked on the far side boards. Levering, great job, throws it into the neutral zone. Sullivan comes away with it. Gets knocked off her stick. Then Ash finds Sullivan. Sullivan working it inside. Shot, saved by Eschbaugh off the blocker. That was a point-blank look and a big save by Eschbaugh. Ash keeps it in front of her. Finds Sullivan. Sullivan working through traffic. Puck gets knocked in the far side. Sullivan back in on the battle. And Leominster comes away with a loose puck. They're trying to find the player on the far side. They flip it, and that goes into the Leominster bench.
That's the first break and play we've seen in quite a while, Mark.
Yeah,
they went
back
for
and
quite a
forth.
while, and that's hard if you're these teams. You know, you got to work long shifts. You're not getting easy changes, and you know that could have been a dangerous play for either team there. You know, you get a little tired, you might let something get by you, and then you know this could be a 2-1 game or a 3-0 game for each team.
Absolutely. So 4 minutes, 43 seconds remaining here in the second period. Wolverines up 2-0. It's been scoreless here in the second.
You know, and great job by Leominster. Give them the credit. They came out and made adjustments, and it's worked so far for them. They've held Westwood to nothing.
Well-coached team. They do a good job of playing their system, and they're fired up. You know, they're going after loose pucks and battling for possessions. Puck sent into Westwood's zone. Carolyn able to send that puck off from the near side. Little rugby scrum. Kept in by Leominster. Themistocles, a nice little saucer pass to Cox. Cox works it in. She's got Hughes on the trailer. Cox works it down low, hits the ice, loose puck in front of the net. Still loose. And a whistle. We're gonna get a face-off, so we're gonna get a face-off just to the right circle. I don't think the official could see the puck. It was in that open area and, you know, just blew the whistle. So we're gonna get a face-off now. We got the Sullivan line out there. 3 minutes, 54 seconds remaining here in the second. Ash is down to Presley. Wolverines working their cycle. Sullivan sends it on net with the backhand, turned away by Eschbaugh. Levering walks the line, shot on net, saved by Eschbaugh, and gets the whistle. What a talented play there by Levering. She catches it off the backhand, then able to work, tiptoe that blue line to work it into the middle for a better look at the net. When you got players coming on you, super, super talented move.
It's a big skill that you can have that works to your advantage if you can, you know, hover on the blue line like that. We see on the boys' side, Brady Dumais does that excellently, and that's a big skill for Levering there. She gets the ability to get a better shot, and that was a good shot by Levering.
Campbell keeps it in. Down low to Presley. Sullivan sends it to the front. That gets knocked away. Puck into Westwood's zone. We got a battle for it. Campbell chasing after it, has one on her. Does a nice job. A nice power turn on that. Would make Westwood Youth Hockey proud with that quick turn. It was something you learned during the power skating days in your youth hockey. And Levering right up to Lewis. Lewis with some speed. Walking in. Shot just wide left. That was a good look for the Wolverine 8th grader. And Gannon on the near side boards. Hicks there for backup, sends it in deep. Lewis on the far side forces a shot off the glass, kept in by Connolly. Connolly sends it on net, blocked by Gannon. Gonna end up near side. Chipped out by Leominster. Themistocles walking in. Gets a shot. Blocked by, or a good stick there by the defense of Leominster. Coming the other way. A little chip and chase. Connolly, great job on the battle. Lewis, to allow Lewis to come away with the puck. Delayed offside gives Themistocles another second. Who sends that out. Leominster going to send it right back in. Unable to clear it. But then Connolly with a good stick, able to get the stick on that second attempt. Push it toward closer towards the Westwood net. Minute 43 remaining here in the second. Wolverines up 2-0. Defensive battle by both teams here in the second period. Sullivan, that puck knocked off her stick. Connolly goes back to play it. It's a long shift for the D. Westwood looking to get this out of the zone so they can get some fresh legs on the blue line. Gannon able to get it out. And then Ash walking in. Ash with a nice move, goes to the net. Saved by Ashbaugh. Then Presley jumps on a loose puck, working it in, shot, save, and covered up by Ashbaugh for the whistle. She is getting sharper and sharper the longer the game goes on.
This
second period has been all Ashbaugh.
Ashbaugh has had a great game so far and has really stepped up here in the second period. And has kind of had, a quote Ted Lasso, the memory of a goldfish.
Yeah.
Kind of forgot that first period, shake it off and don't let it get to you. Stay in the right headspace.
Wolverines got to start going after the posts. Go for the posts. That's what you got to do is, I used to talk about as a coach, when you're shooting, good goaltender is not going to show you any net. So you got to be like those magicians, or not necessarily the magicians, but the sharpshooters that show that throw the knives at the person up against in a spinning circle. And they're basically throwing it close to, but not hitting them. You want that for your shot. You want to shoot it at them as close as you can without hitting them. And that's how you find the back of the net when there's nothing to see. Puck loose. Sent out by Leominster. Westwood looking to work it right back in. Campbell sending it on the near side. Puck bounces off the board. Sullivan walking in. She's got 27 seconds. Sends it towards the net. That's blocked, but picks it up herself. Kept in front, though, by Campbell. Campbell sends it up to Levering. Levering with the shot. Saved by Ashbaugh. That was a hard and low shot. The pass to Ash gets deflected in the corner. And Wolverines able to keep it in. 7 seconds left. Ash with the shot. Blocked. 3, 2, 1. And that is going to do it here in the second period, a scoreless period. Defensive battles by both teams. Ashbaugh having a heck of a game, and that was her best period so far, and what a job she's done. Keep the Wolverines at just two goals.
You got to give props to Leominster. They really stepped up their game there big time and brought themselves right back into this fight, and that's what you need right there. And It was led by Ashbaugh.
Yep.
Big period for Leominster, and that the momentum's in their favor right now. Even though Westwood has that 2-0 lead, Westwood has to figure out, what can they do to get better. Something more that I think we'll talk about in the intermission break.
Absolutely. So we'll step aside, folks. We'll be right back in a few for a little quick conversation on the period intermission break. We'll see you in a few.
There's a magic associated with high school sports that's hard to quantify. Legends are born.
And they put it in the back of the net.
Memories are made. And smiles come across our faces. These are the moments we talk about forever. They become part of our history. They define us. At Arch Orthodontics, we know how important it is to engage with our community, how critical it is to empower these defining moments. And in a sense, we define our community too. We build confidence. We make the smiles that light up the field, the rink, the gym, and the court. And we do it with a dedication to excellence, just like our athletes who inspire us every time they put on a Westwood uniform.
Westwood High School Sports, brought to you by Cadillac of Norwood, where luxury meets performance, and Arch Orthodontics, creating generations of beautiful smiles with expert orthodontic care.
All right, welcome back, folks. So, scoreless period, Evan. Right off the bat, Leominster came out with some pressure, putting pressure on the Wolverines. They were able to work that puck in, I think the Wolverines defense has still done a good job of keeping the opportunities, not at the panic level. There's been the ones that were certainly, really good looks were in the first period. Second period, they did some good adjustments by keeping it to the outside. And when Lynn had to make some saves, they were saves that she's been making all season long, outside, able to put pucks in the corner as well. Wolverines did a good job of moving that puck. They have great layered defense, and I really like a couple things I saw where they pulled out at the right times. They weren't taking risks where it could hurt you at all. So I really like the decision making. I like the layered approach too, where you have the forwards coming back and back checking. They're helping out the D, where the D can be aggressive when they see those forwards coming back to help out. That's when they can take away space and force a player towards the boards and knock the puck off their stick. So the third period, Evan's typically been Westwood's best period. I'm expecting, to see some more offense and, put a couple goals on there and close out the game is what, my goals would be for the Wolverines for the third period.
I'm expecting to see, like you mentioned, a lot of more offensive aggression. I think you're going to see them come out and both teams are going to come fired up and trying to get goals, especially Leominster. They're in a more of a do-or-die situation. They got 15 minutes right now with a 2-point deficit. Not insurmountable by all. And, Leominster's really stepped up, but I think you're going to see both teams step up offensively. And I also think you're going to see a battle of the goalies. This is Etchball versus Lynn right now. And these two goalies are giving it everything they have. Lynn has had some immaculate saves, but Etchball has had some otherworldly saves we've seen. And, it's going to be a battle of the goalies, and can you capitalize on those rebounds, right? Are you in position to get that rebound and kind of get a second look on the goalie for both Westwood and Leominster?
Yeah.
So that's, I think, like you said, offensive aggression, and it's going to be who can capitalize on those mistakes.
Yeah. And the adjustments too, making adjustments, use your depth here in the third period, but also something that I don't think we talk nearly about enough is being smart and not giving power plays, not giving them any power play looks, because that can change the game. You draw a penalty and you allow the team to work their power play, throw it towards the net. Anything can go in the net, as we've seen with it doesn't have to be pretty goals. There's a number of different ways you can put the puck in the net. Don't give them that opportunity where they can, be able to get their special teams going and get their momentum going. So be aggressive, but be smart. No trippings. Keep the stick away from the legs. Skate. You got to outskate them. Typically, when teams are getting those penalties, it's because the other team's outskating. So do not let them to outskate you. You're a talented skating team. You can keep up with them. You can take angles, continue to back check, and do quick shifts. The third period, take quick shifts, 30-second, 40-second shifts. Use your depth, and use your depth to the strength where they got to keep chasing after you. So those are my keys to the third period. And, hey, the old saying, we said this in the boys' game the other night, win the period, you win the game. So you hold the key to your own destiny if you go out and you win this period.
Yep.
So that's, I'm sure, the message that's being sent by head coach Lauren Hilberg, Westwood High School grad herself, an alum, hockey player, went on to play at college level, and someone that knows what it's like to sit in that locker room with a bundle of nerves going into third period of a playoff game. So it's looking forward to it.
Yep.
Looking forward to it. So stick around, folks. We'll be right back to call the third period, round of 16 action. Wolverines up 2-0 on Leominster, and you're watching Westwood Media Center coverage of Westwood Girls Hockey round of 16 action.
There's magic associated with high school sports that's hard to quantify. Legends are born.
And they put it in the back of the net.
Memories are made. And smiles come across our faces. These are the moments we talk about forever. They become part of our history. They define us. At Arch Orthodontics, we know how important it is to engage with our community, how critical it is to empower these defining moments. And in a sense, we define our community too. We build confidence. We make the smiles that light up the field, the rink, the gym, and the court. And we do it with a dedication to excellence, just like our athletes who inspire us every time they put on a Westwood uniform.
Westwood High School Sports, brought to you by Cadillac of Norwood, where luxury meets performance, and Arch Orthodontics, creating generations of beautiful smiles with expert orthodontic care.
Welcome back, folks. It is late here at the Canton Ice House. It is way past bedtime on a school night, 9:45. But you know what? This is what the playoffs are all about. Both teams feeling it the same. You know, it's the same for both teams. Got to find a way to get it done. No excuses. And you know, that's part of the playoffs is just being able to deal with adversity. You know, you're gonna give up a goal. You're gonna go down a goal. How do you react to it? How do you keep your mind positive and to continue to build on what you're building? Take a lead, close it. So the Wolverines with an opportunity here. They're up 2-0 here, going into the third after a scoreless second period.
But yeah, Maureen, you mentioned it. The mental is so much a part of this, and you know, like you mentioned, you know, it's 9:45 on a Sunday night. Normally, most of these kids be either in bed or doing their last-minute homework. Yep. But you know, this is where the mental toughness comes in. Can you battle through this? Where everyone on that ice rink is probably just as tired as everyone else.
Absolutely.
You gotta prevent those mental mistakes.
Puck won by Leominster. They send a shot on net that goes wide. Levering behind the net. Finds Presley. Sullivan with some speed, able to work it outside left. Shot saved by Eschbaugh early here in the third period. So 20 seconds in, we saw a look by both teams. There was a shot just wide left by Leominster, and then Wolverines a nice clean breakout. Shot by Sullivan, saved by Eschbaugh. Face off one back by Sullivan. Levering finds Sullivan down low. Sullivan off the backhand. It was a great save by Eschbaugh. Loose puck in front. Goes just wide. It's behind the net. Ash is trying to stuff it. And then gloved by Eschbaugh.
Great couple looks for Westwood there. They're getting that pressure on. They're going to bring out fresh legs on the ice. But, you know, that's what you need. You need to capitalize on those rebounds and those opportunities that you get in front of the net. But once again, great job by Eschbaugh. We've been saying her name all night. You know, got those down.
Well, player down for Leominster. Is she okay? Oh, this is scary. We're going to take a quick break, folks. We'll be right back.
There's magic associated with high school sports that's hard to quantify. Legends are born.
And they put it in the back of the net.
Memories are made. And smiles come across our faces. These are the moments we talk about forever. They become part of our history. They define us. At Arch Orthodontics, we know how important it is to engage with our community, how critical it is to empower these defining moments. And in a sense, we define our community too. We build confidence. We make the smiles that light up the field, the rink, the gym, and the court. And we do it with a dedication to excellence, just like our athletes who inspire us every time they put on a Westwood uniform.
Westwood High School Sports, brought to you by Cadillac of Norwood, where luxury meets performance, and Arch Orthodontics, creating generations of beautiful smiles with expert orthodontic care.
All right, welcome back, folks. A little scary moment. Things seem to be stable. Great effort by both trainers. Came on the ice to attend to Leominster player. and she is now being attended to on the bench, and looks like to be in much better shape than was about a few minutes back. So we're going to get a face-off in the Leominster end. Sullivan going to take the draw. Wins it over to Ash. Puck ends up behind the net. She's got Ash and Presley there battling for it. That's sent out by Leominster, kept in by Connolly. Leominster whacks it right out to the neutral zone. Sent right back in. Chased after by Kawitz. Ash chasing after the loose puck. It's forwarded down low to Leominster. Loose puck. Saved by Lynn. Second attempt saved by Lynn.
Big save by Lynn.
Huge. Jen Lynn was back-to-back save that reminded me of the one in the first period, Evan. Just the initial save and then the rebound.
That's a big heads-up play by Lynn, having the awareness to know that puck's probably going to come back for a second and third shot, and not giving up on the play just because you cleared it out once. That's big for Westwood, big for Lynn.
Blocked by Carolyn, getting in front of that one. Themistocles tried to send that out, kept in by the Blue Devils. Carolyn, nice move. Works it up ice. Finds Lewis. Lewis, shot, blocked by Leominster. And puck works up the far side, able to chip it away and come the other way for Leominster. And then Lynn gets the glove on it and the whistle. Lynn, who hasn't seen, consistent action throughout the game, very sharp, being able to get gloves on it and get face-offs to the Wolverines to settle down the game.
This is when crunch time becomes important, and you're going to start seeing more and more shots, I feel. And if you're Jen Lynn, you got to be ready for that. It's coming for both goalies too. The shots are not going to stop. If anything, the game's going to get more aggressive here, and because as the clock ticks down, it's do or die for both teams.
Yeah, the heat will only pick up the later you get into each period, and then when you're in the third period, a close game, it's going to double. Ash comes away with the puck in center ice, works it inside, puts it on the backhand, sends it over to Sullivan. Sullivan looking for Presley, tip just goes wide left.
That's a good look for Westwood. I like the play that they get set up. Pass it back to Presley. We've seen that Sullivan to Presley connection all year.
Puck battle going on in the near side corner. Sullivan walks in, backhand, roofs it for the goal. And Evan, you mentioned the next goal, the biggest one, that was it. And the Wolverines able to get it to go up 3-0. That's Kate Sullivan's second goal of the game.
Who else but 22, Morgan?
And that was a puck battle. That was a hard-fought puck battle on the near side corner. And she knew, Eshba has been terrific. You had to do something different. She elevated that puck over the shoulder under the crossbar for a huge goal for the Wolverines.
And something I've noticed about Sullivan all game is she's gone down there. You mentioned taking the pucks to the neck and getting that close range shot. That's what she's done all game. And all game, the Leominster goalie has gotten the better of Kate Sullivan.
Yeah.
But that right there was big for her.
Huge. And you could see it on the celebration. She was fired up. Loose puck into the Westwood zone. Leominster able to pick it up, and then Lynn comes out with the pad save and able to get a stick to cover it. Jen Lynn. Terrific night for the sophomore goaltender.
Second goal of the game, Presley at 2:36.
It's big for Sullivan too. We mentioned earlier in the matchup, she got .177. That was .178, if I'm correct, and that brings her within 2.
Lynn again with a save. Puck loose just wide right. Westwood able to knock that away. Jen Lynn having a game. Puck sent into the far corner. Hughes gets the stick lift. Sends it up to Marino. Marino to Cox. Cox just missed on it. Leominster working it back in. Trying to shoot it in. Blocked it was Ava Themistocles. Seen a lot of blocks by the defense tonight, playing selfless hockey, getting in front of some pucks, knowing that that's how you get the puck back on your stick to work it the other way and also help your goaltender out. Ash working it back. Going off the far side, Wolverines got to be careful. They had a too many players on the ice earlier in the game. And smart. They avoided a potential penalty there. They'll take the icing any day over a penalty.
And it was smart, too, on both by on Sullivan as well. She saw that coming, and I watched her. She actually stopped.
Yeah.
Didn't go on the ice. Let it just happen. Let the play. And like you mentioned, icing over a penalty every day, especially in a close game like this where a power play could be, make all the difference for Leominster.
Absolutely. Puck won back by Westwood. Sullivan, clean win. Levering stops and goes the other way. Nice play by Presley. Catches it and then works it back. Goes against the grain. Finds Ash working it in. Ash drops it to Sullivan. Sullivan looking in. Shot saved by Eschbaugh. Sullivan comes away with it, but then centering attempt goes directly on the stick of Leominster. But great defense there by Levering. Keeps it in front, and now Westwood has the puck going the other way. Sullivan going outside. Shot gets deflected and then blockered by Eschbaugh. Back on the stick of Sullivan. Sends it up to Campbell. Campbell sends it towards the net. Bounces off the backboards. Presley looking inside. Intercepted by the Blue Devils. And a pass attempt on the far side goes off the boards. No one touched it. Is that going to be an icing? No, it's waved off. Levering jumps on it. She's got Presley up on the near side. Presley, just missed on connection with Gannon. Hicks line coming out. Loose puck in the center of the ice. Hicks makes a move. That was knocked loose, and she's going to work it back in the neutral zone. Sends it back to Chevry. Chevry finds Lewis. A little too hard on that pass. Gets away. Inside 10 minutes remaining in the game. Wolverines up 3-0. Off a goal by Kate Sullivan.
Hicks had a good angle on that, too.
Hicks working it inside. Loose in front of the net. Still loose. And we get a whistle. So a good shift here by the Hicks line. Gets some pressure out there. Take the puck towards the net, and you know what that did? Now it allows Sullivan line to come right back out there. They got some rest, while Westwood created some good pressure. Which also brings out Levering in Themistocles. Levering an offensive threat anywhere on the ice when she has the puck on her stick. She had, I believe, when Bill Siebert was calling her goal the other night, 17 goals on the year. A little contact there at center ice, no call. It was both players incidental going after the puck, and a great job by Levering to jump back in the play, get the possession.
How impressive, though, for Levering, an 8th grader.
Yeah.
17 goals in her first season.
As a defense? On defense to do that, are you kidding me?
And you can't, when you watch her play, you wouldn't know she's an 8th grader. She plays.
Wolverines are going to be offside here, because Ash was tied up in the corner.
And that's, that's one of the biggest benefits Westwood has. This is a young team overall, and one of the things that if you're, a more experienced team with more seniors, juniors, is you might want to capitalize on that experience. But Westwood just plays like they're such an experienced team. Jen Lynn, we mentioned right now, has not allowed a goal in the postseason, knock on wood.
She had a big postseason last year. The Wolverines got a win in the round of 32, and they lost to a difficult Canton team, which was probably the best game they played all year. It was a 2-0 win, but it was an empty netter, I believe. And I think that gave them a lot of confidence knowing they could play with the best in the state.
And, and that was when she was a freshman. She's a sophomore now, still an underclassman.
Sullivan. Shot, or that was Hughes working it inside. So the Marino line getting some pressure here. Great job by the Wolverine depth, creating some pressure, allowing the Sullivan line to get some rest. Hughes maintaining the possession. This is what we were talking about, Evan, with the cycling the puck. Keeping the puck going, you're forcing the other team to chase after you. They're getting tired. Now you're playing downhill a little bit. Hughes shot and a save by Eschbaugh.
And if you're Westwood, not to say they should take their foot off the throttle, but you have 8 minutes now, you're up 3. You can afford to play a little smarter and find the open player and maybe take a better shot and not force anything.
You don't want to cause any turnovers.
Right.
So if you don't thread the needle, right? So if you have nothing really to look for, cycle the puck.
Yeah.
And take it to the net too, especially with Eschbaugh in net. Levering working it inside, puts it on the backhand, trying to take it towards the net. Not enough angle. Well defended by Leominster.
Westwood must have heard you when they said take it to the net. 'Cause
Yeah.
that's exactly what they just did. But that's what a good hockey team can do in this situation.
Hicks sends it in deep. Leominster going to work their breakout off the far side. Just missed on the connection with the player coming up the middle. Carolyn, pass to Gannon. Gannon catches Lewis in stride. That puck knocked off her stick. She's been an impressive player her first 2 career playoff games for the Wolverines on offense, Bridget Lewis. Her brother had a fantastic sophomore campaign this year for the Wolverines, Nolan Lewis. Puck takes a funky bounce, ends up back in Westwood territory, then moved up by Carolyn. Hicks trying to send it on the backhand to Gannon. She's going to cycle it back.
Utility player.
And the puck hit the netting. I'm not sure what the call was. Not a great angle. But we got a whistle, which is going to be a face-off to the right of Eschbaugh. And the Sullivan line back out there. So Wolverines got the Hicks line out there as well as the Marino line out there, and some good quality time for the Sullivan line to get a breather. Presley sends it towards the net, loose in front. Ends up on Connolly's stick. Shot saved by Eschbaugh. Sullivan sends it in front. No one there. Coming away with it is Leominster, not Somerville. And a nice pass up ice. Ash comes away with it. She's got Sullivan to her right. Sullivan back to Ash. A little bit too much elevation on that puck. Sent back to the middle of the ice. Shot. Oh, and a block off the stick of Ash. Ash is going to come off. I think she's shooken up a little bit from that shot. Connolly with the shot goes wide left. Chevry trying to send that on net and covered by Eschbaugh. 3 productive shifts in a row of Westwood forwards putting pressure, continuing to put pressure on Eschbaugh.
That's what you like to see if you're Westwood. Keep the pressure on. The game's still plenty of hockey to be played.
And probably when you're in a 3-goal lead, when you get to the 5-minute mark, 4-minute mark, you might see them put Eschbaugh on the bench and try and chip away, get a goal. So keep an eye on folks. We'll let you know if she comes out of the net. Levering keeps the puck in, sends it down low to Cox. Cox sent it to the front of the net. Takes a bounce. Oh, just missed was Hughes, hit the post. Hughes doing a good job maintaining the possession. This line is probably the best line when it comes to these cycles. And knocked off the stick of the Wolverines. Leominster going the other way with some speed. Trying to get inside, but great job by Levering, able to keep the offensive player in front of her as the puck was working its way to Lynn so she could cover it. And we're going to get a penalty on Westwood. So it's going to be a penalty on Campbell. And I guess they're going to say holding. So I'm going to say it was a holding call when the puck was going to the net. And the Wolverines going to have a penalty kill here. And a timeout called by Leominster. They're going to talk this over.
I mean, that's big for Leominster, too. That if the power play with 5 minutes, 23 seconds left in this game, if they can capitalize
you don't need to pull the goalie, so you got the power play.
Right.
I don't think you pull the goalie with the power play to go 6-on-4. I don't think that's the right time. I think you just try and get the goal with the power play and chip away at it. So if you can get a goal here, you're within arm's reach.
Yeah, and this is a Leominster team that has proven to be dangerous in the offensive zone. They can get a goal. They could sneak a goal here, especially on a 5-on-4 opportunity. And like you mentioned, they don't have to pull the goalie now. Probably with 5 minutes left, I would have imagined it I was keeping my eye on the goalie. It looked like she was about to come off the ice potentially. But this buys you This in a way buys you a couple minutes. You have 2 minutes now to potentially bring this within 2. I think at some point, if you're down 2, you still have to pull the goalie. But it makes it a little easier for you. This definitely helps if you're Leominster. And if you're Westwood, this is a great test of your power play kill. Westwood, we've seen it a couple times.
And they're going to bring the Sullivan line, the full line, or the full forward line. So Ash typically helps kind of on the defense, but this is going to allow them to move the puck well if they can get the possession. It starts with the face-off, though. Need a big win here on the draw by Sullivan. She gets it.
We'd be remiss, Morgan, if we didn't mention that we have seen a couple power play
There's a couple shorthanded goals, yeah.
Shorthanded goals, yes, from Westwood.
Puck on the half wall. Centering attempt down low. Lynn gets a pad on it. And then sent in front of the net, turned away. Presley jumps on it, sends it up to Sullivan on the board. She's got a crashing defender, but able to chip it out. That's going to take some time off the clock. This is where Westwood really so dangerous, is forcing the entries, and they're going to force an icing here, which is going to bring the face-off all the way down into Leominster territory.
It's big for Westwood.
Westwood going to change out the penalty killers, forward and D. So great job right off the bat, and I like it. 30 seconds, quick shifts, because you know what? They're going to go right back to Presley and Sullivan, and then right back with the same defenders, Connolly and Ash. Face-off won by Leominster. They get a clean entry. Shot from the outside, saved by Lynn. Gets the backhand on it, and then covers up the rebound.
What a save
That was
by
a heck of a shot.
That almost looked, from my angle,
I thought it was heading in.
I did too.
Yeah.
It looks like that was going straight in.
Look at the players, just so impressed with their sophomore goaltender tonight. Just making it just, a momentum shifter after momentum shifter. It's just like John Quinn the other night. Those big saves fired up the Wolverines. Clean win by Leominster. Shot from the outside, saved by Lynn.
When your goalie's
Tricky shot. Another save, and Lynn's going to get the whistle. And you know what? Bringing out the fresh legs. Sorry, Evan.
I was going to say, when your goalie's firing on all cylinders, it makes it easier for you to fire on all cylinders.
Oh, yeah.
When you got someone in net who can make those impressive saves, like a John Quinn, a Jack Holland, a Jen Lynn,
Jen Lynn has got their back, and, it makes you say, I need to get hers. I need to get my goaltender's back, because she is keeping us at bay. And the Wolverines do right there, sending it down the river.
And we've seen impressive goalie play
misconnection there
across Westwood hockey on all levels. Naomi Sherman as well had a great little stint filling in for the injured Lynn. We even had Julia Marina.
Beautiful connection there between Carolyn and Chevry to go kind of D to D as they're skating by each other and get a nice clean clear there. Puck sent into the Westwood zone, but great job by Chevry, able to stand the player up there to allow for Carolyn to come away with the puck, sends it up to Sullivan. Sullivan throws it into the zone. 19 seconds remaining on the penalty kill. Sullivan able to get a stick on that, deflects horizontally, forces Leominster to regroup. Penalty expiring, 5, 4, 3, 2. Campbell back on the ice, and we're all even. 3 minutes, 21 seconds remaining. 5-on-5 for both teams on the ice. Now do we see what they do with the goaltender?
Leominster goalie staying in there right now.
Yep. Lewis comes away with the loose puck and whacked away by Leominster. Leominster inside 3 minutes, working inside. Great back check by Lewis, knocks it off the stick. Puck goes in the air. Knocked away by Carolyn. Cox chips it up ahead. She's got Lewis. Lewis going one-on-one, working it inside. Sends it to the net, save. And then a loose puck shot by Gannon gets covered up by Eschbaugh. And a whistle. Going to bring the face off to the right circle and left of Eschbaugh.
Hey, Sam and Alyssa playing D together?
Hicks going to take the draw. Hicks, clean win. Sent down low by Themistocles. Puck gets squirts out of the offensive zone. Carolyn going to work it back. Themistocles sends it up to Gannon, who chips it up to Hicks. Hicks puts the brakes on. Gannon picks up the loose puck. And working up the near side. That was sent off of Carolyn, but then whacked away by Hicks. Puck goes in the air. Themistocles jumps on it. Sends it up. She's got Lewis. Lewis got some space and an angle. Shot. Saved by Eschbaugh. and a whistle with 1:56 remaining here in the game.
And, you know, Westwood's done a good job too of they're not really creating an opportunity for Leominster to pull their goalie.
No.
You know, when you have good defensive play and you're fighting for the puck in your zone, you can't really pull your goalie, because if they get that back and turn around, it's an easy
That's
shot
the game.
for Westwood.
You know, an empty netter is the game. Puck in the far side corner. Westwood getting some sticks on pucks. And Wolverines going to go back on the penalty kill. Looks like Ash is going to go off for a tripping.
Hey, Sean. Yes. Yes. Yes.
So tripping call on Ash with 1:46 remaining. It's going to bring the face-off back into Westwood's zone, and this is where you got to pull the goalie here. So you got to pull the goalie here to go 6-on-4. Your playoff lives on the line. Still in the net though.
Starting to move.
And they're not looking. So interesting play. Interesting play. She's about 20 feet outside the net. Your playoff lives are on the line. Wolverines able to ice that down. 1:34 remaining. Surprise, still in
I sort
the
of
net.
get it. I sort of get it in the sense of like Westwood's managing to keep fighting for the puck, and they could turn around there, and if you pull it,
But you're not going to have enough time. You know, if you're going to be responsible at that, you
That's
need to
fair.
score 3 goals to tie. You need that time. You had the face. It all started with the face-off down there. That
Right.
was the time to do it. You play differently too when your goalie's off the ice. You know, you're going to have your defense pull out in case they try to throw it in on net.
right.
So still in the net. The puck inside the Westwood territory. A minute remaining here in the game. Wolverines up 3-0 on the penalty kill. Looking to close this game out. Presley, great anticipation as she got that pass with the crashing defender. She's still got it going to the net. And then Eschbaugh puts the paddle down and then able to get the glove on that for the whistle.
And the clock is running.
Yeah, and the official. We've had issues on both rinks today with the clock. There was an issue in the blue rink, which was kind of like interesting because there was a penalty on the board with like 10 seconds left. So it took about 3 minutes for them to figure out the right time and all that. A lot of time these clocks, they have a mind of their own. You know.
I've noticed too with the clocks in the Canton Ice House is that when you get into that last minute, especially when you start getting the tenth of a second, it starts to have a bit of hesitation and pause. And I can see maybe that the system down there, I'm not really familiar with it, but I can see the system down there maybe having a bit of lag.
Yeah, well, for sure.
So we've seen it a couple times here at the Ice House. It's definitely not the first time we've seen it, but in playoff hockey, that's big.
Yeah. What I love too is no timeout call for Coach Hilberg. You know, don't give the other team any time for them to rest or talk about it. You know, and I think it's a great time to not call it. You know, if you're going to call it, you want to rest your players. You're up 3 though, and you're not giving them any inch to try and crack back in the game with the little time remaining.
Time's on your side right now if you're Westwood, and you know, credit to Leominster, they played a really good game, and you know, if anything, they're one of the few opponents that I think has shown that, you know, sometimes we look at the scores and see 7-0, 7-1. You think Westwood's the superhuman team, and they keep them honest. They really do. And Leominster did a great job, and with that, we'll.
And that is going to do it here at the Ice House, a round of 16. The Wolverines come away with a 3-0 win over the Leominster Blue Devils. Goals for your Wolverines: Liz Levering, Kate Sullivan on the second one, Kate Sullivan on the third one, and a gritty win. You know, it was a grinding kind of game, and Wolverines answered to all the attempts by the Blue Devils. And Jen Lynn, I think, was their best player tonight, no question about it. When you look, you know, start to finish, it's a different game if Leominster popped one of those goals in there. So Jen Lynn, to be able to keep that puck out of the net, I think was the difference maker for the Wolverines, which kept them, you know, with a 2-goal lead to eventually get that third goal, which I think was certainly consequential, you know, in the third period when you're trying to close out that game.
Yeah, it's definitely, you know, this is playoff hockey, and you're going to start to face tougher and tougher opponents, and Westwood, you know, held their own, and they kept, you know, they held their own, they fought hard, they didn't give up, and that's what you need to win playoff hockey, and they kept getting shots on the goals, they stayed aggressive, they brought pucks to the net, and we saw it work off for Westwood here. Great job by both teams tonight, and we look forward to Westwood going to the round of 8.
Absolutely. And that is going to do it here at the Canton Ice House. Evan Cardamino, Elliot Pichardo, and Morgan Donahue here for Westwood Media Center coverage, folks. I believe the Wolverines will be playing next on Wednesday night. We will confirm on social media, so keep an eye out for the opponent and the time. And looking forward to that round of 8 action. You are getting closer and closer towards the big game. So that's going to do it here. Wolverines 3-0 winners over the Leominster Blue Devils. Take care, folks. We'll see you all soon.